Alright, so you guys been asking what's wrong with Tahoe. Well, that was back pasture side. These rotors were not that old when we got it. Yep. Back calipers locked up on one side. Yeah. This is called the brake job from hell. There's my girl. Anyways, yeah. Tahoe was only running on one set of brakes. Pretty much. So, back pasture side started the problem. This side over here. It's got brand new calipers. It's got brand new calipers and rotors on this side and pads. That's what started it. So, we figured we'll replace that side and we'll replace this side at the same time. So this side has everything brand new. Then I accidentally bought the wrong rotors or calipers for the back because I thought it had the HD calipers in the rear and it don't. Well, I ended up finding out the passenger front also had a bad caliper. So the front's got all new calipers, but our brake pads and rotors are still like brand new. We just put them on last year. There's no physical wear on neither of it. Then we ended up with a whole lot of nightmare there. It's got all new lines. I don't know how well you guys see this. It's got all new lines put in here. And a brand new master cylinder. And new rubber lines. The reason why I ended up with a master cylinder, because somebody, a 2-bit garage, decided to use surplus brake fluid. And if anybody knows what surplus brake fluid is, it's crap that comes out of cars. See that junk in the bottom of this? Yep, that killed the master cylinder. We couldn't get a brake pedal, so we put a brand new master cylinder on it. Still couldn't get a brake pedal. And that's when we started investigating it. Ended up finding out that we had a bad rubber line. A bad rubber line on the driver's side. And just to tell you guys this, we drove that for a year with a cracked line. Now it's a Maypop. Alright, we're gonna replace that. Still couldn't get a brake line. Well, my dad and I, we noticed that there was a repair. We noticed this line right here has been repaired. Okay, I'm not showing the rest of it because we didn't know that. But then my dad pulled this line off from under it, and I noticed. Can you guys see what's wrong? Do you guys see what I see? Scotty Kilmer approved compression fitting on a freaking brake line. But they don't get started. They have another connection there. Okay, you guys say what's wrong with that? Well, that's where this big line came from. Do you guys see something wrong? Yeah, that's pinched almost completely off. But it just gets better. What? You guys see this brake line? This is from master down to the ABS. That line was ready to pop. That line was ready to pop. This was the old brake line to the rear. This was the front line, front pasture line. It still looked pretty good. where was the Maypop at? Right there's the Maypop. Here's the driver's side. Driver's side was a Maypop. Freaking master down to ABS was a Maypop. So let's just put it this way: over $800 in a brake system on this Tahoe, and we don't know still how this Tahoe stopped. Well, let's just put it that way: it had no functioning brakes. So that's why you guys are not why I'm not recording this, because this has been a brake job from hell. Yeah. I don't know if I really showed you these. These rotors are like brand new. They're glazed because they weren't working. But the pads are still like brand new on it. On both sides. I mean, literally on both sides. But we didn't put new rotors and pads on this Tahoe in the front. Yeah, see? This side's got new line. This line don't look too bad. This line's still, I'll hang on to this line for spare in case I need it. But yeah, this got new calipers and rubber line to the front. And metal line. This side, like I said, has everything in the back end is brand new in the back. And the amazing thing is, the over the axle lines are still in good shape. Oops. Yeah, they're still in decent shape. But so you guys are probably wondering why I'm complaining about that one line. Well, it's not supposed to be crimped, guys. If you do a brake job, make darn sure you do it right. Because this is a 7,000 pound bolt that about killed somebody. See that line right there? See how that's nice and looped? It's not pinched. See how that's not pinched? See? That's how that new line's supposed to look like. It all started because we couldn't get fluid to the back brakes. Because of that line right there. That one line created all this mess underneath. Yes, we have the ABS pump out. And then next year, or a year after that, going to replace the fuel lines. They're looking kind of rough. Yeah. So, this is why we're not recording. My dad and I were just so frustrated. We want to shoot this Tahoe. And then find the mechanic that worked on it. Yeah. Here's the ABS pump. As far as I know, there's no blockage in this ABS pump, so we're good there. Other than that, yeah. It's been a bloody nightmare, guys. Man, Ma. There you go. So, yep. Started out to be a back caliper. Ended up being a front caliper. Bled it. Couldn't get it to bleed right. Took the master off because we're going to tear it apart and check it. Ended up finding a bunch of debris and blockage in the master. Got that replaced. Went to bleed it again. Had a bouncy pedal. I mean, it bounced. And it was almost to the floor. That's when I got mad. Went underneath the Tahoe. And was going to rip the ABS pump part down and rip it apart. Ended up finding that brake line, guys. Yeah. All this could have been avoided if they would have not pinched that line. I mean, I don't think this camera can justify how pinched that line is. I mean, that line is pinched. And I know I have a weird feeling what shop did this. but I can't prove it. But if I could, I swear to God, I would have that shop held reliable for this. I may not be in the field, but I know a few people that still works in the auto field, auto repairs field. Yep. So if you do a brake job, you do it all. Quit being a prick, quit stealing people's money, and do a full brake job. This Tahoe has always been to a certain repair shop. And I have word filling what shop did it. But all this, guys, a 7,000 pound Tahoe. You guys don't blame me. £6,800 gross vehicle weight. So you might as well say it's a 7,000 pound Tahoe, guys. Yeah. And that's not the only part. Because see, when you're back here, there's this rubber flap. You'll never notice there was a connection right there. Yeah. Grab a light. Yeah. We never knew there was a connection right there. We pulled this back and noticed there was a connection right there. So they double connected that back line right here. They ran that line up, connected it right there, and then under there. We knew they replaced it, repaired the back line, but we did not know how far it went. So yeah, I'm just letting you guys know. Be very, very, very careful. And I mean very careful who works on your cars. Do not fall for a scam garage. Because this is a 7,000 pound Tahoe. This could have killed all three of us, or it could have killed a family. None of these brakes were working right. It stopped, yes. It didn't stop right. And that was the problem. Tahoe did not stop right. It should have been pulled off the road when I pulled my dad's car was on a trailer, and it was pushing me through the red light. That should have been an indication the brakes were bad on this. But I didn't realize it until I walked like behind here. The wind blew just right, and I felt the heat coming off that tire. Yeah, this Tahoe back brake got so bloody hot, it discolored that rim. See how black that rim is? That's how hot the rear brakes were. Yeah, that's the back tire. Yeah, you can see how black that tire is. The rim. She got that hot to turn that rim black because that caliper heated up. I mean, it was locked tight. And I drugged it all the way from Fort Wayne, Indiana, which is about a 45 to an hour run from where I was at home with that locked up caliper. So, and another thing is, we noticed somebody did a tune-up on this. If you do a tune-up on these round coils, don't get the mile-long cables. They're supposed to be the 9.2 inch cables. Some jerk had the mile-long cables. I don't know if I have any plug wires or not. Yeah, I do. These are the 12s that were on it. Do not put 12-inch wires on these round coils. They're 9.2s. So there's a lot of red flags, guys. And I mean a lot of red flags. This Tahoe, somebody was working on it that shouldn't be working on it. Somebody that has, quote unquote, went to school, thought they're a mechanic, got their license, started working on people's vehicles, and then ended up causing more problems than it should have been worse. And I wish I could find that person that did the brake work on this. I'm not going to kill him. I'm just going to slap him around until I get the sense in his brain to realize that when you touch brakes, you're putting somebody's life on the line. You don't screw with somebody's life on the line. You do the brake work, you do it right. You don't sit there and cobble somebody's brakes up, pinch the freaking line off, say screw the rest of the rusted lines underneath the Tahoe, and ship the freaking Tahoe with a brake pedal hanging to the floor when you hit it. That brake pedal should not hit the floor. It should have a little bit of travel, which is your rod, you're playing your rod, and then it should start engaging. That pedal should never hit the floor. It should never come even with your gas pedal or below your gas pedal. It should always be above your gas pedal. And I'm telling you guys, I'm really ticked off. And I want to find the person that did it so I can slap him so stupid that his grandkids will feel it. Because the more and more Dad and I would work on this, the angrier we were getting. So, that's what's going on with the Tahoe, guys. A brake job from hell that ended up almost taking somebody's life out. That's why this boat anchor's in here. That's why you guys don't see many videos about it. Because we just don't have the patience to record what we were doing. So, there you go, guys. There's a little update. So, just be careful of these 2-bit garages. If you notice something ain't right, take it back and complain at them about it. Do not just settle for okay. Take it back, tell them do it right until they get it right, and then be happy. And if they can't do it right, find another garage that can fix it and have them figure out what they did. And if they can prove that it was a safety hazard, have that garage go after that other garage. That's my little key word here. Because we got to stand up for these 2-bit garages that think they know what they're doing. You guys don't understand the reliability this Tahoe almost put somebody's life in. You guys think, oh, it's nothing and blah, blah, blah. I'm making a big deal. No. This is a 7,000-pound boat. If you were on the road, I lost brakes, and you were coming through I was going through a red light, and you had the green light, I could not stop, and I took out you and your family. I took out your family, and you're the only one spot. Would you be happy? And then end up finding out this Tahoe, somebody rednecked the brakes to get it just out of the shop, just because they wanted the money. Would you be happy if that happened to you? Think about that, guys. Okay? Think of that. The next time you complain about somebody complaining about a vehicle, think about that. Always think about other people's life before you think about your own. So that gives you a word of thought. So further ado, we're going to sign out. This Tahoe is almost ready. I think tonight we should have it out of the garage and see if the brakes are holding. Alright. I'll do a follow-up if it worked. I'll catch you guys later then. Peace out. Have fun. And remember, stay safe and never fall for this garbage.